Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm home now, so I finished uni for the year, which is so exciting, and it's really nice to be home and just relax a little bit. Today's video is like partly still uni related. Before I left, I filmed a whole week of my meals, so a few of my breakfasts and then like all my lunches and dinners, because I wanted to give you guys a bit of insight into what a week of meals might look like at university if you're going next year, or like if you want to compare and see what we got in my haul at Otago compared to what you're getting now. So yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna go through and like talk through things. I might rate them, but literally all the food that I got in my haul was so good. We had a great chef. His name, well, head of our kitchen was Brian, and he was the nicest person you'll ever meet. Our chefs were great and our servers were great as well, so we were really lucky. I don't know what other unis hauls and food are kind of like, but I'm just going to show you what we got. So I went to Arana at Otago this year. Amazing food, so much variety, literally beautiful. So yeah, I'm just going to walk you through a week. Obviously things change, we have a lot of different things, but yeah. I'm going to have my laptop because I'm filming on my phone, so like I have the meals on my laptop, and then I'll like insert videos of them and just kind of talk through them. So hopefully you enjoy. If you do, you should definitely like and subscribe. I'm trying to get out some really good content for you guys, especially uni related, since I've now done my first year. But we'll get on to the video, so I hope you enjoy it. Sorry, this angle is kind of bad. I left my tripod in storage in Dunedin, so this is what we're working with. I thought I would talk through breakfast first because it's not really, well, it is kind of a set thing, but like there's a lot of options for us. So we have like our breads, like our spreads and stuff, so that you can make toast or whatever, and that's there every day, pretty much 24/7 as well. It's like always out. And then we also have this like where like lunch and dinner would be served. We have like a wee like bar thing which they usually put hot stuff in, so there's always like a porridgey kind of thing. And then there's like spaghetti or baked beans, sometimes there's sausages, sometimes there's hash browns, sometimes there's like little croissants and Danish type things. So yeah, you have your hot food as well there. And then we also have like a station where like you can make a wrap for lunch or whatever, like a snack to take with you during the day. And there's also like a bunch of like salad stuff and meats there. So like I think I've got a video, like one day I made like a BLT sandwich for breakfast. Oh, because there's also most of the time bacon in that like hot area as well, which is really lovely. Sometimes I think in one of the videos there's like scrambled eggs as well. So we're really spoiled for choice, honestly. And then there's always fruit as well. So much fruit and different kinds: apples, bananas, pears, mandarins, everything you can think of is there. And then we also have like an egg station, so you can make your own eggs if you want to. And waffle makers. We had waffle makers as well, which were amazing. I loved that. If there was waffles, I would try and get them. Sometimes there was a bit of a wait, but it was always worth it. And then there was like toppings like your maple syrups and all that kind of good stuff. Oh, and there's also cereals, of course. So there's like 2 cereal kind of things that you like pull down, and there's like Cocoa Pops, muesli, cornflakes, rice bubbles, pretty much everything. Then there was also like Wheat Bix and Nutrigrain as well. So yeah, and there's also fruits out in the morning, like kind of like tinned fruits like peaches, pears, I think there was like plums or something, and so many different types of milk as well, like literally every type of milk that you could think of. They also had like water machines and coffee machines, which were really good. So I'd always make like an iced coffee in the morning, and then the ice machine broke for a while, so that was really sad. But yeah, so like some mornings I would have spaghetti and toast with eggs, or I'd just have normal toast or tomato and toast, or yeah, honestly so many options. So you'll never go hungry, and you'll definitely find something that you love. Okay, we're gonna start with Monday of this week. So on Mondays, our haul and a lot of the other ones did this thing called Mindful Monday. So you would have pretty much like vegetarian meals all day, and then if there was like, they'd call them sustainable extras, so like if you had like meat meals like left over, then they'd put those out as well. So like if you really wanted meat on your Monday, you would want to get there early so that you could get the leftovers. So on this particular Monday we had spaghetti and no meatballs, so they made the meatballs out of stuff that wasn't meat. I personally loved them. A lot of people were not so keen on them, which fair enough. And then I also just had some salad. I think there was like spinach and carrot, and then yeah, as I was talking about, I also had some other pasta. It was like a chicken bacon pasta bake kind of thing. that was left over, so I just chucked some of that on the side from the sustainable extras. Personally, I loved this meal. I really liked the spaghetti and no meatballs. As I said, a bit controversial, but I would probably give this meal like a 7 out of 10. Not the best they produced, but it was really good. And then for dinner we had, as you can see again, I had some leftover like beef, and it was kind of like a, what was it, like a pumpkin and feta and spinach lasagna, which again I liked because just personal preference, I really enjoyed it. And then there's beans and broccoli and yeah, some leftover meat. Again, I really liked this, but not my favorite thing, so I'm gonna go with a 7.5 out of 10 again, because it was cooked really well. And yeah, I should probably say as well, like usually there's like your main thing and then like a bunch of like veggies or potatoes, sometimes garlic bread. You'll probably see as we go through. And then we had cinnamon donuts for dessert. You only get one, which is kind of sad, but they're pretty filling and they're quite sweet, so I would only need one. And then they have a few different sauces as well. I always go with chocolate, just personal preference. Okay, on to Tuesday. So on this day, I think it was like a curry on rice situation. I wasn't a big fan of the curries that they made at the uni, so I didn't really get a lot. As you can see, sustainable extras, so they have those most days if there's leftovers. So I got some more spaghetti and no meatballs. That topped me up. And then the salad bars are amazing. So this little pasta salad thing came from the salad bar, so there's 2 of them, and they're usually filled up with like carrots, spinach, coleslaw. There'll be like a pasta salad, maybe a potato salad, sometimes there's like a beetroot salad, sometimes there's a noodle salad. Literally so many options you'll see as I go through, and I'll tell you kind of what was there. But the salad bars are amazing, and you can go up to them as many times as you want. So like the main meals, you kind of have like your first, and then if you wait till the end you can get seconds, but the salad bars and stuff you can just keep going up to. So as I said, you'll never go hungry. So yeah, I think I've got some potatoes under there as well, and a bit of cucumber. As I said, this was not my favourite meal just because I don't love the curry. So this one's probably going to go with like a 5 out of 10. Definitely not my favourite. Okay, for this dinner, oh no, this was still, with lunch they did have watermelon though. So that would probably bump it up to like a 6 because I love watermelon and we did not get that a lot. So, so on this particular Tuesday, I cannot tell you what we were supposed to have for dinner at the hall because I think I deleted the menu. I could probably go back and find it if I wanted to. That's another note. Sorry, this video is all over the place. But you get like, well, we had a menu put out on our Facebook page on like a Sunday night, so you knew what you were getting for the whole week for lunch and dinner. Sometimes it would change, like on the day they'd put something else out, but most of the time it was pretty consistent. So like sometimes we knew we didn't really love what they were putting out for dinner, so we'd go get something else. This wasn't the case on this night. It's just that at Burger and Beast on a Tuesday you can get $5 burgers, which is beautiful. We didn't discover this for ages because we didn't really go out a lot in the first semester, but yeah, so Burger and Beast Tuesdays, cheap Tuesday, $5 burgers. This is what you get. It's just a standard chicken burger kind of thing, but it was quite lovely. Okay, on Wednesday we had this like, oh, they do these like, I'm gonna butcher this, but like focaccia melts. So a lot of people didn't like these. They weren't great, but I did enjoy them. It was just like bread with like cheese and chicken and some vegetables and stuff inside them. We also, as you can see, there's a lot of salads. So on this day I had like some coleslaw, and then I had some lettuce and carrot, and then a bit of like a tuna pasta salad I think, and an Anzac biscuit. So usually with lunches they would have some like baking or something, which I switched up quite a lot. So yeah, I would probably give this meal like a 6.5 out of 10. I personally liked the focaccia melts, but a lot of people didn't. So then for dinner, it looks like we had, I think this was like a beef stir fry kind of thing. You could either have rice or noodles. I'm a big noodle person, so I went with that. Then this was personally one of my favourite salads that they made. It was like a pesto pasta spinach with cheese salad. It was beautiful. I loved it. And then as you can see, I've also got some extra carrots, which would have been like in the buffet kind of service area. And then a nice bread roll. So I did quite enjoy this dinner. I'd probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10. It was very nice. I quite rate this one. Okay, so for lunch on the Thursday, They had cheese rolls and pumpkin soup, and then just a side of like greens. Cheese rolls are really big in the South Island, which I did not realize, and I'm not a big fan of cheese or pumpkin soup, but most people are, so that was not a problem for them. Just a personal problem for me. So I would give this lunch like a 2 out of 10, just because I personally did not like it and they did not have another option on this day. I'm pretty sure I just ate salads from the salad bar, which wasn't too bad, but yeah, cheese rolls are really big in the South Island and everyone there seemed to love them. Just not me. Okay, for dinner, it looks like we had lasagna, which lasagna is one of my favorite meals, so this is already going really well. And then, as I said earlier, a bit of like a noodle salad. I think it was called like a soy noodle salad. It was really yummy. I quite enjoyed it. And then we've got some nice potatoes and beans and a garlic bread. So this was quite a filling dinner. I really enjoyed this dinner. This is probably like an 8.5 out of 10. I think I got like a corner piece of the lasagna, so it was a little bit crusty, but can't complain too much. The whole meal itself was really yummy and very filling. Okay, the next day we had mac and cheese with a side of potatoes and garlic bread. And then the baking on this day was a piece of lolly cake. They like to do lolly cake a lot, and they actually made really good lolly cake. So yeah, this mac and cheese, I quite like mac and cheese. This one was a little bit cheesy. As I said, I'm not a huge cheese fan though. This one was quite overpowered by the cheese, so I don't even think I finished it, but it was quite good for what it was. It was saved by the garlic bread and the potatoes, and the lolly cake was yum as. So this one's probably like a 6.8 out of 10. If the mac and cheese hadn't been so cheesy, definitely would have upped the rating. Okay, now this was definitely a Friday night because we had burgers and chips. I think this was a beef burger. They usually do burgers on a Friday or Saturday night because that's typically the nights that people go drinking. So they want to give you like a bit more fatty food, I guess, to like make sure you've got stuff in your stomach when you go drinking. So they usually give a beef or chicken option. I would switch between them because I liked both. This night I had a beef burger, and then they always do chips as well, which is yum. I'd give this like a 9 out of 10. It's a solid meal, and I think they made pretty good burgers, so good from me. Okay, I think we're on to Saturday now. So on Saturdays, we usually had like a smaller lunch, or it was always kind of like a sandwich kind of situation. So on this particular day, we had bagels, which was actually quite nice. So they had like, you could have bacon or something else in your bagel. So I had bacon, spinach, tomato, and some sauce in my bagel. And then I also had a side of mac and cheese. As you can see, I didn't get a lot because it was quite overpowering, but the bagel wasn't quite going to fill me up. So I just got a bit of that. And then the baking on this day was a chocolate muffin as well. So that was 10 points for me because I love chocolate muffins, and these ones were good muffins. So, and the bagel was actually quite nice. We didn't get those a lot, but I really enjoyed this one. This meal's probably like a 8.6 out of 10. Not completely filling, but really, really yummy for what it was. And this is, as they do with the burgers, they would usually do burgers and pizza on Fridays and Saturdays nights for dinner. As I said again, just to fill people up, make sure they've got food in their stomach before they go out drinking. So this looks like I had a meat lovers pizza, a bit of a tomato spinach pasta salad from the salad bar, and some fries. But yeah, this meal, beautiful. The pizza they cooked was always phenomenal. We're like on Mindful Mondays when you can have meat pizza, they make like a margarita one, and oh, that was beautiful too. And it was always a good night when there was fries with dinner. So that was probably a 9 out of 10 for me as well, on par with the burgers. I don't think we had a 10 out of 10 meal this week. They had a lot of different stuff that they cooked. Some of my favourite lunches were like lunch bowls, which we didn't get a lot, but they were beautiful. They're kind of like a poke bowl kind of thing, like chicken, rice, beans, salad. That was yum. But yeah, this was a really good, I love Friday and Saturday night. And then Sunday morning, we would usually just have like a normal breakfast, like toast or something, because on Sundays we got brunch. So at from 11:30 you could go get brunch, and the usual was sausages, bacon, hash browns. There was always eggs. Sometimes it was scrambled, sometimes it was fried, and then you could make your toast and stuff as well. The salads were all there too. So Sunday brunch was great as long as you weren't too hungover, because then you just did not want to eat it. But most of the time it was really good. Felt really fatty eating it, but it was only once a week, and now that I'm home I really miss Sunday brunch. And on a Sunday night we would always have a Sunday roast. This again was quite controversial because it wasn't always the best, and a lot of people got kind of sick of it always having the same thing on a Sunday night for dinner. So they started changing it up a little bit with like the meats that they had, and like sometimes doing a pasta bake for us. So I think on this particular night I had the pasta bake. Again, it was like a chicken bacon pasta bake thing. And then they'd always do like some roast veggies, so like the carrots and the potatoes, and then they had peas and corn as well on this night. And it looks like I had like a sponge cake thing with cream and chocolate stuff in the middle. I do remember that being quite good. It was really sweet though. But yeah, brunch for me was always pretty much a 10 out of 10 as long as I wasn't hungover, because then it just did not look appealing at all. And sometimes they would switch it out for hot cakes as well, which was great, but we didn't have that a lot. And then this Sunday roast was probably up there as well, like an 8.7 out of 10. I really enjoyed the Sunday roast because I didn't really get that at home either, so for me it was quite cool, and I always thought it was quite yummy. So that's my opinion, and the cake was great too, so yeah. Okay, so that was a whole week of meals that I had at uni. As you can see, there was a lot of variety and stuff like that. I might pop in a few different menus that we had so you guys can see what else we had on different weeks. But yeah, it changed a lot, but it was always really good food. There was always meals that were better than others, but everything was always good, and you got really good portion sizes. And I know that compared to some of my friends who are at other unis, they thought that my food looked phenomenal, so go us. Yeah, that was a typical week of eats for me. They definitely can give you a lot, so I'd say don't be scared of the food. I know that a lot of people can give it a bad rap, but it really is pretty good. And if you have any other questions about what you might be eating or like stuff like that, don't hesitate to just flick me a message or put in a comment or anything like that. Hopefully this video helped you get a bit of insight if you're going to uni next year or in coming years. So food is great, whole life is great. If you're going to uni next year, you're gonna love it. This is probably the end of my uni videos, so well, for the year. I'm going back next year, so don't worry, there'll be more content next year. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helped you. If it did, give it a like, subscribe to see more videos, and leave a comment if you feel so inclined. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!